My screen is black. Let me refresh.
Okay, I can see everything if it helps you, but there he's gone. Hey everybody,
What's up, y'all?
what's going on? What's up to the chat?
Yo.
Before here he is. He's back.
For the delay. We're back. Prop Fiends, UFC Seattle. Obviously, the delay was because of Tim's B-Day. Big shout out to Prelim Tim. It's his birthday today, and we're doing a special Fiend Juice Friday. It's Friday. Prelim Tim, how you doing, birthday boy?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Well, I'm curious what your Fiend Juice is going to be.
The Fiend Juice Friday for Prelim Tim is a bowl of water straight from Seattle. And what we're going to do is mix in Sky vodka. Take the bowl of vodka, or take the bottle of vodka, bowl of seawater. Give it a little splash. Just add a little vodka in there. And then grab the broom because Arkansas said he's going 3 for 3. Tim is very familiar with the 3 for 3 sweep. And we're going to give it a stir. Stir the vodka with the seawater from Seattle. And you chug it.
My guy's dedicated, bro. Y'all better be subbing this, man.
That's a lot of water to chug.
I was gonna say, I don't know. It's harder to drink the water or the vodka.
Wow, very, very well done.
42 Prelim Tim, you look good as new, baby.
Thank
You
you.
look good as new. Thank you for being here on your birthday. Prop Fiends are here. We're giving out $50 on the show. I don't know if you have a giveaway today, Prelim Tim, do you?
Yeah, I can do it. Well, let me think of something as we go. I don't have any ideas yet, but I'll come up with something easy.
All right, we got a bunch of people here in the chat already. Shout out to Kyle Deuce, Lutz for Days, AK Tanashi, Joseph. They're all here ready for the giveaway. We're going to put their name in to win 50. This is going to be wild, boys. UFC Seattle's here. Prop Fiends Live, each and every event. Stay forecasted. Hit the subscribe button. We're starting it off with the birthday boy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, so this one is kind of tough. But I think that Fortune should be more athletic and more explosive than Marcin Tybura. Tybura's 40. I know Fortune is also 35, but I feel like at that stage, those 5 years make a lot of difference. And I think Fortune's just a better athlete already, on top of being younger. He's a Division II champion, national champion wrestler. He was the wrestler of the year that year that he won the championship. And then on top of his wrestling ability, he has 11 of his 17 wins by knockout. So he's just very dangerous on the feet. He can definitely land big takedowns. And I think Tybura, while he has skills and has fought like some of the best heavyweights the UFC have to offer, I think he's just definitely on the other side of his career now. This isn't one that I would chase at too high of a line, which is why Fortune's money line is minus 145 now, and I'm not going to pay up for that. But I do think the chance of him winning by knockout is pretty good, and that we're getting plus 145. So that's where I'm going to place my first bet. But yeah, let's see what happens.
Let's go. I just put Arkansas on mute there. I was hearing some double voices there. So Arkansas, if you need to talk, just go unmute there and put yourself on mute if you're not talking, please.
Sounds
and
good.
For this one, Prelim Tim, I'll jump right to my slide, buddy. I got the other side. You know this. My dog of the week is Marcin Tybura. Dog of the week's freezing cold. But in this fight, I'm going with the UFC veteran. I really like the submission in this fight. At the PFL for the last fight for Fortune, he did get submitted. His last couple fights, pretty low level in my opinion. 9-6 isn't the best win when you're 17-3. Now he's taking a huge step up in competition, fighting Tybura, who, yes, took a big step down in his last fight from what we've seen. He got knocked out round 1 for a 40-year-old. He didn't look very good. Not someone you want to put your money on, but I'm having faith in him one last time here. The dog's cold. Timer is the perfect guy to make it hot once again. I do have some Zodiac codes, Gematria codes. So join my Patreon if you want access to that. I have a really good one for Marcin Tybura to get the win and possibly this submission at nearly 5-1. Now we'll go back and look at Prelim Tim's prop. It's a very good one. If Tyrell Fortune is to win, this is the play, and it's a great prelim prop. He's making his UFC debut, and we need new talent in the heavyweight division. But I would think this fight should be on the main card if they're going to push Tyrell Fortune in the division. It's a prelim fight. It's not too high up on the card. I don't think they're trying to showcase him in this fight, and he is stepping in relatively short notice. Yeah. So I'm hoping the veteran is victorious, Prelim Tim. But this is going to be a banger fight. Heavyweight, it's going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting fight.
Definitely an interesting. I think we should do a pants spear on this one.
Let me get back to you on that one.
Hey, you got a great pick here. You know, it's your prelim prop. You're hot. I'd risk a pants spear again. It's your birthday. Birthday weekend.
Yeah. Let's circle back to it.
Okay.
Wait, Sunrise in April was saying that Tyrell Fortune was in wrestling tournaments with him in high school. That's super interesting to me.
That's unreal.
Yeah. He was apparently a really good high school wrestler, Sunrise, from what I saw. Because I looked up his wrestling accomplishments. That's pretty cool. The most famous person I wrestled with in high school is in jail for murdering his own father. So there's a fact for you.
Are you giving names?
Oh, I don't want to do that, but if you know what high school I go to, you can figure that out. But
that's wild. Sunrise in April wrestled in tournaments with Tyrell Fortune, who doesn't really use his wrestling, Prelim Tim. He liked the wrestlers. He doesn't use it a whole lot. He kind of relies on his box and his power. His last fight, I think it was round 3 before he got the 9-6 opponent out of there.
Yeah, it's kind of like another guy that I have a prop on where he's a very good wrestler, but he kind of likes to strike if he can get away with it first. But his wrestling is there. He has a good skill set when it comes to wrestling. So if he needs to use it, I think he can. But I think he could beat Tybura on the feet as well.
Yes, especially if Tybura is taking that big of a step down at 40 years old. Now, a big shout out to all the giveaways. We got Ivan, Irvin, Matrix Veal, Acer, Mark Vans, Prince Sanchez, Kyle Deuce is in there, Melvin, Lutz for Days, a bunch of forecasters, $50 given out at the end of the show here. Be here to claim it at the end. The next prelim prop that's ready to produce is my guy AJ.
Yeah.
Chasing a dream, baby.
Yeah, so for the prelim prop, I'm gonna go with Chase Hooper. I kind of do feel a little bit more discouraged as I kind of give this play away, only because I don't know, Chase Hooper. There's certain aspects in his game that kind of get me a little bit more questionable. I know in his last fight, you know, he did get rocked pretty good, and some people would say he has a glass chin, but I think going into this fight against Gibson Jr., who's a hometown favorite, I didn't know that until I did it all. But yeah, him also being like kind of local from the local scene, I think this fight will actually kind of be a lot closer. I just expect Hooper to actually have the better hands in this fight. From what I saw with Gibson against Bobby Green, I know he was very aware of how good Bobby Green is, but I just didn't see nothing in his striking game that really get me to be like, oh wow, I feel like Chase Hooper can kind of maybe get the better of that, use his height, his range, kind of just use that. I don't think he has that much in like the length and the difference, but still can help. And then also too, just like one thing that I also am sold on for Chase Hooper, I think his BJJ and wrestling and grappling will be better than Gibson's. Being said, he's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu, being at a very young age, and then especially when it comes to like his length and everything, he could probably throw up something slick. But into this fight, I think both guys being local guys, I don't know. I think this one will for sure go to a decision. I just like Chase Hooper on the side more, just with him fighting sort of home and stuff like that. So, yeah, I went with this decision at this, and it wasn't bad, especially being at a plus 220. So I thought it could be pretty good.
I like it. Chase the Dream Hooper. Hopefully he's not a pooper scooper in this one after that last knockout loss. Seems like a winnable fight for him. I like the pick, Chase Hooper. How you guys feeling, Prelim Tim?
Yeah, I really like Chase Hooper too. Only difference is I kind of like him to win by finish, either by submission or by ground and pound. For a guy with his build, he actually has decent ground and pound, and obviously has really good takedowns. So I think if Hooper gets taken down in this fight, he'll be able to sweep Gibson and get on top. I really think this is a good matchup for him, as we saw Gibson not really land much offense at all. He took Bobby Green on twice. If he takes down Chase, I don't think it's going to be the same situation. He could actually get himself into a bad situation there. And he only landed like, I don't have it up right now, something like 30 or 40 significant strikes over an entire fight. So, I mean, I think Chase Hooper is definitely the side. And you're getting a good number out the decision, so I can't hate on that. So, yeah, pretty good.
Big Arc. Haven't heard from you in a minute.
Hey, is it giving you guys any feedback while I'm talking? Just want to double check. Like you don't hear any background noise or anything?
Oh, no, you're good now.
You're good.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, well, just to be quick, I have a tough read on Chase Hooper. I don't get this guy. I know he's really talented on the ground, but dude, as a tall, lanky dude myself, this guy makes me feel unathletic and uncoordinated just watching him. Like I feel pretty athletic myself, but watching him, I'm like, it's like I feel like I'm like, you know, you have those dreams where you're like falling off a building or you're like naked or you're running in slow motion away from something. That's how I feel watching Chase Hooper fight. Like I feel like he's just stuck in mud. I know he's really talented, but I honestly have a tough time reading him. To be honest, like I originally thought maybe he's going to be finishing him, but I'm like Lance Stevenson, like it's like he could just crack Chase. So I have a tough read on this fight. I think if Chase wins, it could be late. It could be a decision. Lance is tough, so it's tough read for me. Good luck, you guys.
Yeah, certainly the lack of striking is a problem for Chase Hooper. That's kind of why I lack confidence in Chase Hooper this week, his striking. I do think it could be a close decision, if not a submission with the grappling advantage. Lance Gibson, he's tough. I don't see him getting finished, but he obviously could get submitted on the ground in this fight with Chase Hooper being such a good grappler. That's my only really worry if you're to hedge bet this one. Chase Hooper should be the play. Lance Gibson from Canada, he's not really that great, to be honest. He was knocked out at Bellator 3 years ago, and he's not that active at all. So surprised he even got a chance against Bobby Green and went to a split decision in which he didn't really look good versus Bobby Green. He didn't do a whole lot. He probably didn't deserve a split decision. It was in Canada, remember?
Yep.
So the dream is to play Chase Hooper. Please don't lay a pooper scooper. Arkansas, continue on with someone that's a lot of people are interested in this week. That's to say the least because of this play in particular.
Let's go. Yeah, I thought I sent this out as my value prop, which I thought was kind of crazy as a minus 70
I had to change it all up a little bit because you didn't give anyone on the prelims because Navajo was supposed to be the value, and then Terrence is on the main card, not the prelim.
I was just gonna say because I was getting ready to talk about my other bet, and I saw that fight got moved from the prelim to the main card, so I was like, oh shoot, I'm glad I get to talk about this one.
I got you.
No, but to be honest, I'm glad that you switched it because it as a value prop, it was tough for me to give out a minus 170. But that's how valuable I think this one is. I think it should be minus 300 minimum, minus 250 as if I was going to see a realistic line. I know a lot of people have been not so high on Navajo, maybe because he hasn't been finishing some of these guys. But at the same time, if you watch some of these fights, this guy's really good. He's very technical. He's always putting himself in good positions. He's honestly really young, and especially at 205 pounds, like, I mean, how many young guys do you see doing well at 205 pounds that aren't named John Jones, right? Like, I remember Jimmy Crute came in. He was doing pretty well, and we saw what happened kind of with him. Like, he retired, like, and that guy's got some skills. So I think I appreciate, even though Navajo is 28 going on 29, that's not that young, but I appreciate what the UFC is doing. They can tell that this guy's from a good camp. He's got the body. He's got the mind. He's doing the right things, and I think this is a perfect setup for him to find that KO because he's not going to force it, but Bruno's chin is dust. Like, this guy is so hittable. He's going to push forward. He's going to put himself in the fire. It's honestly, at this point for me to say, it's tough to trust Navajo Sterling. but you got to put your chips in the middle on this one. This is a great buy low spot on this KO prop. Navajo's going to find it. I honestly almost thought about betting the round 2 KO because I'm not sure if he's going to find it round 1. I think he comes out like that slow. But Bruno's chin is so hard to trust that I'm like, it's either round 1 or round 2. I'm not going to bet it. I'm going to confidently load up on the KO. So what do you guys think?
I'll start it off here. Navajo is a potential lock of the week for me, KO or decision. The reason why I don't like the KO is because it's so chalky here, and he won his last 3 fights by a decision, unable to finish Tuco Tacos, Ivan Ursulan. Now, of course, with being such a big favorite, seeing the chalk on the KO, that leads me to believe he will get the KO. But the value when betting, I might have to look at that decision if there's any meat on the bone because, he won his last 3 fights by a decision. Bruno Lopez, his chin is dust, but he has held up before. He even won his UFC debut, and he has power in his own right. Got the win on his second time on Dana White's Contender Series. It could be one of those spots everyone's thinking Navajo's going to get the KO, and they're willing to lay the chalk, and he just goes there and wins another decision. But he's 50% to the decision, 50% to the KO, 4-4, right? Last 3 going to a decision. It's definitely concerning that he's such a big favorite to win by KO here. Minus 170 is a price to pay. He better make it look easy. That's all I'm saying. I'm just not really comfortable laying this number, Arkansas. But I do agree he should get the KO with this number, winning his last 3 by a decision. I think the bookies know something, and you got to agree with them here. Could be wrong, though.
Can I just jump in really quick? So I was so confident in Dustin Jacoby knocking out what's this guy's name again? Whoever Navajo's fighting, Bruno. I was so confident. I was like, "Am I crazy?" Like it was like plus 185, and I was like, "This feels too good to be true." And so
Jacoby just wins all of his fights by KO.
Jacoby's got some hands. He's a better striker in terms of his experience and what he's willing to put forward with the Navajo. I'll give him that. But I think this is Navajo's time. And obviously the bookies are making you pay for it. But I thought the Jacoby plus 185 was like, what? This is crazy. So minus 170 with a younger guy who's got power. And it's being kind of a buy low spot. I think some of the last guys that he's fought have a better chin. It's tough to say with Bellato, but I think Bellato's got even a better chin than Bruno. So just to say that.
The only thing with that is Jacoby was coming off his last 3 wins by knockout, and now in this situation, Sterling's coming off his last 3 wins by decision, right? He doesn't really have the knockout upside where Jacoby was clearly, if he was to win, he was going to get that KO winning his last 3 by knockout. He knocked out Dalwin John round 1, Kennedy Nzechiku round 1, and then Petrino round 3, and then he landed that round 1 left hook. His last win was round 2 KO as well. Last 4 wins for Jacoby, all KO. He's that's what he's been doing, right? So to get plus money on a KO, that's amazing value for Dustin Jacoby versus Bruno Lopez. But minus 170 for a guy that won 3 decisions in his last fight, showing little finish and upside. When I'm putting my money down, I want to try to make a good dollar back, and I don't know if I'm willing to put money out on something that's not going to double up at least. One of my rules of thumb when betting, if I'm going to take a single bet, for sure it has to double my money. That's number 1. I'm not taking a single bet unless it doubles my money. So this would have to be a parlay piece. And even with that being said, I don't know how comfortable I am with doing that, but hopefully he does at this number because he's never knocked anyone out yet in the UFC since that Dana White Contender Series fight. And the bookies are not giving you any meat on this one.
And it's risky.
It better be free. It better be free, Arkansas.
I know. That's why I said I'm sweeping this week. I'm confident. I'm taking the risk. I'm paying the chalk. It's going to happen. But yeah, you got to have some cojones, I guess, to bet this chalk. He's never knocked anyone out in the UFC except some can in his Contender Series. So
fingers crossed, it looks free. Hopefully, round 1.
I also will say too, because I actually do like this play. I know with all the talk with Sterling not getting a finish and anything, I do like this minus 170. I think it actually could be if you could put a parlay together where you have 3 people buy either a decision, finish, or sub. I do like the TKO at a minus 170 just because if you also looked at Bruno in his weight cut this week or on the scales today, guy didn't look good. So I think that's not going to transcend. It's going to not transcend well in the ring. There we go.
Yeah, that's something to note too. I didn't really have a chance to look at the weigh-ins or face-offs yet this
He looked pretty
weekend.
sunken. Looked pretty sunken.
All right, that's something to note for sure. Navajo is definitely due for a finish. On my official picks, I did pick him by knockout. I have to agree that the bookies are onto something here. Prelim Tim, do you want to talk about it for a second, or are you going to wait until the value props, my friend?
We talked about it a lot, so I'll just be really quick because I am going to talk about it later on. Spoiler alert. So you and I, Joseph, talked about this offline before earlier in the week. We were both kind of agreeing the same thing, that like it's either knockout or decision, whichever line. If there was one line that was way better, we kind of would like that one more. That's what happened. So I didn't take this because of the minus 170. That kind of tells you what I did take, but I'll get to that later. I do feel like there's a good chance he gets the knockout here. I'm not as convinced that Bruno Lopez's chin is that bad. I don't think he's been knocked out too many times, but I do have a feeling that he might win by knockout. We're just getting such a bigger number for the decision, and like we've already covered, he's won by decision all the time in the UFC. So yeah, I'll talk about it in a little while.
Hell yeah. We're live each and every event, going back and forth. This is one of the first weeks we're having some disagreement. We love to have it. We're keeping it fun and entertaining. Hopefully a pants beer later. If you want to go back to that now, Prelim Tim. I'm ready.
We'll keep it moving. We'll keep it moving.
my dogs of the week are so cold right now. A cold beer, my crotch
not as cold
better.
as your not as cold as your crotch is about to be if you take me up on that, but we'll see.
Live every event. You better smash that like button and subscribe. Check out Prelim Tim on YouTube, Instagram. AJ's on Instagram. He has his own Discord. Check it out. Arkansas, he's on Instagram. Go follow everybody right now. We're back every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going right down to the bottom to Arkansas once again with what should be a free prop.
Yeah, and this is the one I was telling you about that I thought was on the prelims. Looks like I thought it was going to be the last card, the featured bout of the prelims, but it looks like it's opening the main card, which is awesome. I think Terrence McKinney's just got such a serious speed and power advantage early. This isn't even going to be competitive. This is it's going to be a wrap within the first minute or 2 minutes. Kyle Nelson, I think he's done amazing in his UFC career for what he is and what he can do, but he's really slow and he's pretty stationary. And I can't remember if it's 35 or 36, but he's about to hit one of those ages next month. No offense, Tim, I'm up there with you, but he's about to hit one of those ages next month where you're like, I don't know if I can back this guy at a smaller weight class in the UFC. And you put that together with, he's going to have to go through Terrence McKinney in the first round. Like, holy guacamole. So personally, I bet this pretty confidently myself. I bet the round 1 KO. I just bet a unit on that, but I bet as much as I'd want to bet on a round prop on McKinney round 1. To be honest with you, I did also bet the fight ends round 1 just because I don't trust McKinney. But at plus odds here, this is a slam spot. I don't bet a whole lot, but I'm thinking about over betting this.
Heard that.
Yeah, he is known to win or lose in round 1 every single time. I coded this fight with the Gematria Zodiac to the best of my ability. Join Patreon to check that out. It might not be calling for the round 1, or it could be telling you it's round 1 free as day, and you could double your money. So check out my Patreon. Arkansas has a strong lean round 1. Terrence McKinney is my pick, round 1 KO. Prelim Tim, what's your official call in this one? This is a banger fight here.
This time I agree with everything you said, Arkansas. I would pretty much just say the same things. I think Kyle Nelson's just going to be too slow. I'm a fan of Terrence McKinney. I wish he would figure out how to go the distance in an extended fight because he's got so much skill. But it makes him really exciting the way he just comes out of a cannon, and if he can't stop you in the first round, he's dead in the second round. So he's going to win in the first round if he wins, and I do think he's way more talented. So this should be a win, and I love that you're getting plus money for it.
Hey, Jay, who are you on in this fight? Can't be the Canadian.
Nah, we don't. Not in this one, at least. No, I like Terrence McKinney will also be my pick 2 for predictions. When it comes to a parlay, actually after talking to you guys, I feel a little bit more comfortable about putting Terrence McKinney on something. I do agree just with also how you guys said, just the speed aspect. I don't know why I just want to say this, but I think Terrence McKinney still has a good chance after round 1. I feel like he's been working on some stuff. I know it just can't be implemented when you actually get into like that whole adrenaline rush and like how things are when you get inside the cage. But yeah, I give Terrence McKinney high praise. But yeah, Kyle Nelson, I feel like he's like got me on some parlays in the past. So trust me, I'm fully with the Terrence McKinney train on this one. Let's get that round 1 TKO. I'm with it.
Let's get that money. A huge shout out now to our good friend Escape Matrix. At one point during the show, he was the only one listening. So random giveaway is going to be, we're going to do a random giveaway. The most active person in the live chat so far tonight is going to get platinum access to my Patreon. You can go to Discord and unlock all the channels right now. Escape Matrix. He said he is in Discord. I said, you in Discord? Said he was. So if you're not in Platinum yet, you are now. I'm going to make you a Platinum forecaster for the rest of March and April. So give me a message. I'm going to give you Platinum access for the rest of March and April. My good friend Escape Matrix. Really appreciate you here in the live chat tonight. Let's go, my friend. You're now a Platinum forecaster.
Hell yeah.
Prelim Tim.
Okay.
So, yeah, before I kick this one off.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Is anybody else in the chat right now besides Escape the Matrix? Because we used to have a lot of people. If I'm going to do a giveaway, I want to make sure we have some people in there. So if you're in the chat right now,
I guess not tonight, Tim. We only have 2 active right now.
Okay.
Not as like we've had spurts of 5, 8 views at once, but it hasn't been as consistent. So it looks like no giveaway from you this week. It's your birthday. Just enjoy it. We gave platinum access to Escape Matrix, and we're giving it 50. If someone is here to claim it at the end, which it's probably going to be Escape Matrix again, it looks like. No one else might be here. Might not be here to claim.
Yeah. I'll keep going for now. So this one, inside the distance, I'm choosing for Abdul Malik because I think he can win by knockout or by submission. And I think I'm hoping he goes to his wrestling a little bit in this fight more than we've seen him in the past. But he's also been finishing fights, so we haven't been able to get that much of a chance to see him really put his wrestling to work. But as much as I was kind of glazing Fortune for his wrestling talent, I think Abdul Malik is like a caliber even higher. Like this guy is like a legit D1, like heavyweight wrestler. And he should be able to really put it on Belgari if he wants to. And it's the safest way that he'll get the victory. So I think by takedowns and by wrestling that he should be able to find his way to a submission or a knockout. He could also just catch him on the feet because his hands aren't bad, but I'd really prefer to see him go to wrestling here. But I think he's just going to have such an advantage there, and it's a big part of MMA. So I think Belgari is a dangerous striker. He's a really tall and long guy. He's famous because he beat Alex Pereira, but Alex Pereira wasn't trying to take him down, and Alex Pereira is not a D1 wrestler. So I like this one a lot. I know some other people do too. And I think plus 170 is a pretty decent number.
It's a great number. He is a potential lock of the week for Fight Fiend this week. Huge shout out to Zayrick. He's now active in the chat. And Elijah, he's ready to make some money. Hopefully Mansoor is money this week. Holy fucking shit. Prelim Tim, I love this prop. If you know what I'm doing this week, you know I love this fucking prop. I want this shit to be easy, and I want to make that money just like Elijah and AJ. Hopefully AJ's taking this one, or else he's going to be sorry.
I don't know. It's actually a tough one for me. It's a tough call. Only because who did I can't say his name right. How do you guys say it?
Try.
Belgari, is that what you're talking about?
Belgari. All right.
You heard about Belgari.
I remember Belgari. Who did he just beat recently?
Fucking bum. Azad Bekoyev 20-3.
how much I looked at this fight.
Did
Give me
he-
one
did
sec.
He beat Bekoyev.
Oh,
He's 20-3.
yeah.
He beat him in round 3.
Yeah, Azamat Bakoyev.
Kid got lucky.
So one thing in that fight I remember too is that he did take Bulgogi down and stuff like that, and he showed pretty decent. It's just for this fight. I think for me, this is what's gonna kind of sell me on Abdul. I want to see if how he does against kind of someone that has length and height over him, but also too maybe just a little good of a skill level. I know he does train with Alex Pereira, just how Tim was saying, and how he's not a D1 wrestler. But I think with the experience that he's kind of gained and stuff like that, I just think it's gonna be a close fight. I think it's a great number for inside the distance at a plus 170. He's been doing it nonstop, but I just think for this fight for me, I'd be a little bit cautious, but I do like it at a plus 170. And honestly, too, I'll probably will pick Malik. Maybe I will say that. I'm very on the.
You better. AJ, you better.
I'll be right here. I'll just be.
You pick whoever you want, AJ.
That'd draw, AJ.
That'd be crazy. People's parlays would be pissed.
Well, I think if a draw does happen, I think it voids the bet, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, one thing I'm actually really happy about this move. My bad to start off, but yeah, I think for my casino that I go to, yeah, I think it does actually cancel the bet. I'm not sure. I feel like it's happened a couple times, but shit, if it does go to a draw, that's crazy. Maybe put a $5 on that because I know the prop on that would be insane.
Yeah, it could be a close fight. It's relatively a pretty big step up for Mansoor Abdul Malik, who's been handed pretty easy competition. This is a fighter that's very tall and lanky, so we're unsure on how he's really going to be able to deal with that. Hopefully he can get the takedowns. If he can't and he's stuck striking, this is definitely a sketchy fight, and the odds are close. I thought Mansoor Abdul Malik would be a much bigger favorite with how confident I am this week in him, but that's not the case. Hopefully I can make some money with the value on the play. But yeah, people are definitely back and forth on this pick just to win alone. And Yusri Balgori could be live this week. We don't have many underdogs to talk about, in my opinion, and I'm sure we will talk about him at the end of the show.
So tall people can be easier to take down.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
As long as he doesn't get caught with a knee or something going in, he should be able to get underneath his hips easier and get him down. But we'll see what happens.
Like a big tall bottle of vodka, it falls over easier. Be careful. Let's pour it.
The chat's cooking again. Yeah, everybody pour a shot for me. You all can enjoy it for me.
More people active in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pour one for
Looks like our chat's getting going. Yeah. Shout out chat. So chat, I'm gonna give away a little bit of money if the first 10 people to message starting now, the first 10 people of the message, I'm gonna pick a number 1 through 10. Once we have 10 people in, then I will award the money to whoever gets the number right.
Let's go.
So, fair and easy. Yeah.
$50 giveaway at the end. All what you got to do, comment anytime in the live chat. We have over 20 comments already. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to show the live chat right now. Much appreciation. Sunrise in April, Kyle Deuce, The Happy Hour, Loots for Days, Escape Matrix, just got platinum access. Yeah, we're live and we're running it up with the next main card prop. And it's Fight Fiends' turn.
Nice.
Yippee. I got Michael Chiesa retirement fight under 1.5 rounds here. This is a bet against Niko Price and his chin. Let's take a look at his last fight 1 month ago. I think he's still concussed the way he got knocked out, and I don't think it's going to take much for him to get knocked out or dropped and then submitted in this fight. The under 1.5 is plus money. It's going to cover your ass whenever you take a shot at my value prop later this week. Retirement fight at home. Niko Price just knocked out 1 month ago. Niko Price knocked out multiple times. I mean, this is a money play at plus money under 1.5. I don't think it takes too long for Michael Chiesa to ride off into the sunset and stay forecasted sometime tomorrow. I want to do a live stream on the last rodeo for Michael Chiesa. and just talk about his career and then his fight in depth a little bit more. So I might go live in the morning. I got 3 hockey games tomorrow in a little fun tournament, beer league. I'm going to try to find the time to go live and talk about the last rodeo for Michael, the Mac Chiesa. Boys, can we get this under 1.5 plus fucking money? This could be free. Double up. Single bet and double up. Let's go.
Yeah, I
Who's
really like
with
this
me?
one. I love this one. I think Chiesa is going to understand the situation. Niko Price has for whatever reason, maybe he's got big hands. Like, he's just got
Big
I don't wanna say-
dick. He has 10 kids.
Yeah, he's got that power. He knows what he's doing. He's slanging those fists and other things.
Slanging the schlong.
Yeah, he's got some serious power, and I think Chiesa knows that, and he's smart. He's going to take him down early. Maybe he drops him, like just pump faking, like a little takedown, and then like catching him over the top. Because Chiesa's got hands. Like, I mean, not to sound like ridiculous person talking online about MMA, like I don't know what I'm talking about. Chiesa doesn't have like serious hands, but he's dropped people. He can catch you if you're just thinking about the takedown only. So Price's chin is so dust that I think Chiesa is going to be able to maybe find that KO round 1 like that, and if not, he's going to take him down early. He's going to be pounding him out if he's not trying to submit him. This is a great way to bet this fight, because if this doesn't hit, I bet the decision's hit, if that makes sense.
You said decision?
Well, I said if it doesn't go under 1.5, I would assume that Niko Price's chin is holding up. He's got a weird chin. He's like, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, right when you bet him to get KO'd and he just got dusted. Like, it seems like it's a bad chin, but for whatever reason, sometimes it holds up. So if Chiesa doesn't find it under this 1.5, then I'm thinking, yeah, it probably goes to a decision. So this is a good bet at plus odds.
Hey, because of that last prop, I had Nikolai Vertenikov KO on the Prop Fiends show. Well, only 1 month ago. I think it goes under, man. Dude's concussed. Niko Price is fucking concussed still, man. He's caught. I think he's caught.
Yeah, but he's getting a couple $100,000 to come out a month later, right? Like you said, he's got 10 kids. Like, he needs it. So this might be Niko Price's retirement fight, unless he's got another kid on the way or something.
They might be dragging Niko Price off the canvas after this one. Dude, I think the dude's still concussed, and I don't know if he can wear 1 punch, let alone 2 or 3. Fucking God. And then he gets choked out. I think his head's going to explode. Like, I don't think he's going to last too long against Michael Chiesa retirement fight, but these big favorites sometimes can tend to go the distance. Something to mention, I had Mantis contra Viscus by a decision last week. That was one of my best bets, single bet. Holy smokes. Sometimes you got to beware and bet these big favorites by a decision. In this one, though, retirement fight versus Niko Price, who, in my opinion, is still concussed. We're smacking that under 1.5. Holy smokes, Niko looks like shit right now. And this fighter better bring his best, AJ.
Yeah, no. That's why if he is to win, this would be the method I honestly feel like. So, yeah, for my main card prop, being at a plus 220, honestly, like, I got into UFC a little bit late and stuff like that compared to other sports. But, like, when I found UFC, I always found Israel Adesanya, like, real entertaining. Not when it just comes to, like, his fights, but, like, how he kind of carries himself and before all that crazy stuff happened. But anyway, I still think he's a really good dude. Does a lot of good things. And then when it even comes to his career, the guy's going to be a future Hall of Famer, first ballot. It is what it is. He's had so many great accomplishments, so many great fights. It's kind of hard just to, like, write him off and everything. Especially just like how he was coming into fight week. He knows people and the narrative of like, hey, if this one doesn't work out, probably just retire. But for him to still want to go out there and, kind of compete and still like prove to himself, not to the people, but prove to himself that he can do it. I think this is technically that fight to do it. Joe Pyfer is very dangerous, very dangerous. Whoever wraps their hands and doesn't like put on wrap, come on now. That's how you know you're just a badass. But for Joe Pyfer in this one, he has lost his last main event. He was sick in that one versus Jack Hermanson, so I feel like in this one he will be a whole lot better. But if this fight does go to a decision and Israel wins, it's going to be due to him just like kind of picking him apart, controlling the fight, controlling the distance, and it's gonna be for all 5 rounds too. So Joe won't be able to get like any good power shots on Izzy. He might try to shoot on Izzy, which can just get it to a decision still. But I think Izzy hopefully can push out the win, not just the decision, because I think the decision is the way for him. But if he can just get the win, oh, that'd be good to see for him. That'd be good to see.
I completely agree. I'm done fucking dogs. I'm going to go out there and get the fucking win. Let's go, boys. The last time I was here. Last rodeo for Michael Chiesa. The last time I was going to get the win. Let's fucking go, boys.
Let's go. That's my boy right there. Let's go, Izzy.
Yeah, so the first UFC action figure I pulled was Israel Adesanya this fucking week. Let's go.
That's a sign, dog. That's a sign.
That is a sign. I hope he really can get back into the win column. But Joe Pyfer hits hard.
He does.
And the Zodiac Forecast has a strong lean on this fight. Very strong lean. Join Patreon for a strong lean on the main event pick. My official pick will be Israel Adesanya to get back into the fucking win column. Pulling him, the action figure was a sign, AJ.
Yes, sir.
But unfortunately for your decision, I hope this one's easy. I want Izzy to KO Joe Pyfer and put him back in the fish tank because I just drank from a bowl of water and it got me sauced up. So,
well, sauced up, eh?
Let's make this fucking easy. Come on, Izzy. Let's go, Izzy. Birthday boy, Prelim Tim. He's about to give out some money here. We're missing one person, one number. I think everybody guessed every number, but the one he's going to give out here. Prelim Tim, you better be taking Israel Adesanya, the last style bender, in this fight. He was the underdog. He's now a pretty big favorite, minus 150, I do believe.
Yep.
I hope he is the right side, and I hope the bookies adjusted the price correctly here. I see a lot of people on Pyfer. A lot of people, a lot of cappers, and they are respectful. Not going to mention the names of the channels, but a lot of people counting out the last style bender, and I will not do that, especially after pulling that fucking action figure.
I'm not necessarily counting him out. I'm just not going to play this fight myself. I do think this is good. I like Adesanya. If the fight does go to distance, I think he wins. And plus 220 is a good number. I also think there's a chance that he wins late. And the numbers that I saw earlier in the week were gigantic. So if they still are, I might bet it before the fight starts. It was like round 3 was like plus 1,600 for Izzy to win. So that's pretty crazy. I think Pyfer could win early. I just don't think we've seen a good Israel Adesanya in like the last 4 years. Like even some of the fights that he won, he just hasn't seemed like he's really the same person that he was. And now he's 36. So, I mean, it's hard to kind of get back to who you were when you were 31, 32. And it's something that you usually don't see. If somebody is kind of trending down, they're kind of not going to go back up as they get older. So I find it hard to trust him myself, but I do respect his abilities enough to probably just avoid betting Pyfer. If I'm going to make a play on this fight, I would probably take Izzy late rounds, like a sprinkle, or possibly this decision prop. I think this is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Arkansas, who's your main event pick here? Because I'm thinking about giving out my Zodiac code here on Israel Adesanya to let the people know potentially how this one's going to end. But let's hear from you first, huh?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I kind of got in a little, like maybe the time around Connor. So in terms of watching UFC and being a fan, so like hardcore, like, doing this is what we do every week and talking about it. But honestly, around that time, I noticed Izzy coming up, and I was like, oh, this is like the next UFC darling. This is who they want to push. And if you look at his strength of schedule, I think I overrated him a little early. I think I respect his skills and his talent, and he'll always be that guy. But when I saw Pereira versus him, and I rewatched back that first fight, like, man, Izzy just had his number. And then all of a sudden, Pereira's the one who has his number, right? Because he won that fight and he got him a third time. And then for Izzy to come back and win that next fight, like, it was something else. Like, it was like, I remember where I was. Like, I made my girlfriend last night watched the post-fight speech, and I was just like, man, this is like such a cool moment, like when Izzy won that fight. And since then, I think Izzy's still looked pretty damn good in some of these fights. Like he had moments against Strickland. He was dominating DDP. I think he was like minus 400, 500 right before he got cracked and submitted. And similar in the Imavov fight, he was pretty big favorite in round 2 right before he got cracked. So I think this is Izzy all day. My only thing is I'm not going to bet this fight because I think Izzy's got all the respect in the world from all the MMA community, the betting community, and I think you're paying chalk at the wrong time on this situation. So if you can find a prop that you like plus 220, this is pretty nice. I think that's pretty good. But I'm personally going to try to stay away from this fight. I think Pyfer's live in round 1, 2. But I also feel like this is a narrative fight where people are saying Pyfer can win early, Adesanya late, and I just think maybe something different is going to happen. So I'm not totally sure. This is personally a stay away fight for me. But yeah, this is a great value bet, AJ. I don't think Adesanya is going to be able to finish Pyfer late. But if he can, that'd be cool. I just don't think Pyfer slows down as bad as people think. Like for Adesanya to just be like whipping him around. So, and I think Pyfer's tough. So I think this is a good bet, AJ. If you're gonna take a bet on this fight, plus 220 on this is kind of crazy. Because I mean, Adesanya goes to decision with pretty much everybody, right? Like it's out of Pereira that second fight, and yeah, and maybe Whittaker the first fight. So yeah, this is a good bet. I really like it, AJ. Like I said, I'm staying away, but if you're gonna bet this fight, I like those odds.
Not too bad. Oh yeah.
Can anybody read my screen?
Yeah.
Body bags
yeah.
equals 82 in the main cipher in gematria. Israel Adesanya sits 8-2 in the decision column. Now, when you plug in Seattle to the gematria calculator, Seattle also in the main cipher equals 82. Israel Adesanya sits 8-2 in the decision column. I see no way that this fight goes the distance. That's what the Zodiac tells me. I see a KO for Joe Pyfer, potential submission, maybe a KO for Izzy, but I don't see a decision based off that gematria and the 82 lining up. There's a whole bunch of info on Izzy. Just like it's been 25 months since Joe Pyfer took a loss. Izzy's going for his 25th win, 5th UFC event. The UFC heads to Seattle. Izzy stays on 5 pro losses. We're going to lock up Izzy this week, the last style bender. And with the 8-2, I do believe Izzy gets the KO here. 5 years since Pyfer lost by knockout, TKO. It's the 5th UFC event in Seattle. I'm taking Izzy by KO. The 8-2 is going to line up. He's going to stay 8-2 in the decision column. And that's the Zodiac forecast. It's way more in depth on the Patreon. That's just a little bit of information. As I showed you, the main cipher for body bags, the nickname for Joe Pyfer, equals 82. The main cipher for Seattle equals 82. Israel Adesanya sits 8-2 in the decision column. If he wins by a decision or loses by a decision, we're going to throw the gematria numerology out the fucking window because I just stirred everyone in the wrong direction potentially. But I have 100% faith this fight ends inside the distance after the snooze fest last event. Let's cash some fucking money inside the distance. Zodiac forecast is coming through. That's why people are smashing that link in the bio below with the Patreon. We're not just picking fights on what I think is going to happen. We're going to code each and every one to the best of my abilities and cash in that way, just like I did with Monty Controvisis by a decision. No way in hell I was going to bet that without the Zodiac forecast. It was in my back pocket. We took the bet when needed after Shamrock, and we sniped it and profited huge. So some weeks we need the Zodiac forecast. Some weeks we don't need it. I'm super, super duper confident Israel Adesanya can win this fight by knockout. And if not, Joe Pyfer is live to get his 5th submission win, 5th UFC event in Seattle. I've coded both sides on the main event, and we're looking to cash in huge here on the last style bender, boys. I know you guys, Arkansas, not familiar with the gematria. Prelim Tim, back and forth. Not sure if he believes it. AJ probably thinks I'm crazy. But hey, it's time to prove a point. and I've been doing this for a while now. So I took the Blue Jays versus the Dodgers to meet in the World Series early in the MLB playoffs last year. It's proven to work. It's proven to make money. And let's see what it can do in this event. I'm fired the fuck up. Boys, what do you think? I just went absolutely ballistic on that.
Yeah, I love the gematria. That shit cracks me up, and I've been gambling long enough to know I follow all those pages. Sometimes they turn into like Satanist pages. I'm like, what the heck am I following? And then I'm like, oh, it's that old gematria thing. So I always love. I'm a big numbers guy, so I love when people mess with numbers. I think numbers are all around us. So I mean, I'm not gonna bet on it, to be honest with you, based on my lifespan. I've tailed a few gematria plays, and I've seen enough that I'm like, there's some other entity in the world, maybe God, maybe alien, whatever you magic, whatever you look at. I've played enough gematria plays. Some of those line up. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I'd be careful personally. My experience scaling all.
Yeah. No, I'm not even joking. I would be careful with the gematria. I've seen so much bullshit and stuff that hasn't worked out. But at the end of the day, like, you got to manage that bankroll wisely. Set a bankroll that's comfortable for you. And this one, I'm going to put a lot of faith in my pick, in my gematria code. And I do believe I'm one of the best in the world at coding fights, not sports. Fights is my specialty, but coding fights I could be one of the best in the world. And I have respect from Rabbit Season on Instagram, over 40,000 followers. The dude respects me, and we go back and forth coding fights. And I do believe within the next 3 years, we are going to make a huge impact here. And last event, like I said, we hit Monty Controvisus by a decision, 10 times your money. I think you want the Zodiac codes. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep it running. And maybe this week, Arkansas, I'm going to send you all my gematria codes, and then you can compare what I wrote up to what you've seen in the past, and then you can make the judgment for yourself, because there is a lot of people out there stealing people's money and not coding correctly.
Yeah, no, I love it. Let's do it.
Let's go, bro. We've been doing great on this show. It's a pleasure to have you and AJ, Prelim Tim, on the show. Like I said, the codes aren't always going to hit. The picks aren't always going to hit. The props aren't always going to hit. So to make money long term, you manage a bankroll wisely and one that is comfortable for you. If I'm betting with $50 per unit, you don't have to do that. That's a $5,000 bankroll. You could bet with $10 per unit, a $1,000 bankroll. You know, AJ MMA, he has a smaller bankroll than me. He doesn't have to try to one-up me or try to do what I'm doing. He's going to do what's comfortable for him. I'm going to do what's comfortable for me. And we're going to work together as a team to try to make this money. Let's fucking go, boys.
Yes,
do what's comfortable for you. Don't try to be a big man and lose your money. Let's be smart and calculated and find a way to cash in. If it's the Zodiac forecast or listening to Prelim Tim, Arkansas, and AJ to get a good opinion, that's what you got to do. Let's keep it running. We got Prelim Tim back, his birthday, and he is going against Arkansas on a prop this week.
Yeah. Not necessarily against him. It's more about the number. But speaking of numbers, I'm going to do this number draw real quick. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be a great show because it looks like shit. It's just on my phone, and then I'm going to have to look up whose number it was. But we're just going to try to do it really fast. Okay. So when I show you guys this on the screen, it's going to say 1 at the top, but that's just how it started. I'm going to hit the generate button. So 1 hasn't won yet. It's going to be whatever number it generates to. Okay, so you ready?
Okay, boys.
Here,
We got a 4 in here.
Generate. And
we got a 7.
Sorry, my stupid. It says 2. All right, so let me look at.
I was hoping Zarek. I was born on the 7th.
All right, so Rain something. Got it. Hold on.
I got it.
Yeah, Rain Venezuela or something like that.
Damn.
So, Rain, send me a message on Instagram and I'll send you some money. So yeah. Sorry, guys,
on the 2.
That wasn't very exciting, but yeah.
That felt like roulette, Tim. It felt like I was at the casino table.
little 24 black.
Yeah. AJ had some success at the casino table the other night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
I always do. Sometimes.
They thought he was cheating. He was going off so hard at the casino.
Yeah,
They're like, what's he doing over there? Prelim Tim with the decision here on Navajo Sterling. Lots of value. He won his last 3 fights by a decision. If I was to put my money somewhere, I would like a little bet on this just because he won his last 3 fights by a decision and we're getting a great number. But I wouldn't put too many units. I'd be very careful with the bankroll here just because he's so favored by a knockout. And at some point, he's kind of due for one.
As I kind of said before on Arkansas's prop, I do have a feeling that this is a good shot for him to get his knockout. I was interested in betting the knockout, but you and I, Joseph, were talking about it. And I was like, I'm going to bet whatever number has a bigger difference, I'm going to take that. And then it happened to be the decision. I think the decision also makes sense. So for plus 425 for my value bet, I decided to place my chips on that. But as you're saying, I only put half a unit on it. It's not something I'm super confident in. I could see Sterling getting the knockout here, but I do think that Lopez has only been knocked out twice, and Sterling hasn't really seemed to go for it in terms of like trying to finish the fight. He definitely has the skill and the power to do it. We saw him finish Aaron Tao late on his Contender Series fight, so maybe that's something that could happen again. So yeah, not a huge bet, but we're getting a good number at plus 425 for him to just keep doing what he has been doing in the UFC so far.
Oh yeah, and Rainer wants to know if he can message you on Discord. He can message me anytime, and then I can redirect you to Prelim Tim. So whatever you need to do, Prelim Tim is on Instagram if you want to message him there. If not, I can send you the link on Discord.
I'm not on Discord. I am, but I don't really use it much. So Rain, message Joseph on Discord, and then he'll direct you to me.
Yeah, and Prelim Tim in the future on my Discord, I could open a channel that's like a Prelim Tim channel, and then all my people in Discord can see all your content on my Discord, and we can kind of like work together. If that works for people too, if they want to see all the Prelim Tim stuff on my Discord, we can open up another channel. So let us know, and that is certainly live to happen.
This might be a good week for that, actually, because I'm off work this whole week. So I'll talk to you about that after the show.
Yeah, that way you can just go to go into the Discord, my Discord, and post all your stuff, and then people can join my stuff to see your stuff.
Okay.
Kind of like a one-man Discord. And Arkansas, I don't know if he has a Discord set up yet, so we could even set up like an Arkansas MMA channel. And then people can go to Arkansas MMA's channel to see all of his bets, picks, stuff like that, if he's interested.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Yeah, because I'm starting to get my sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, that's something that I was kind of thinking about setting up.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, because like I said, I've been trying to get my plays out for free and just make them a little easier. It's hard to post all my plays on Instagram like daily. So I've tried Discord before, but if it's in somebody else's Discord, like that'd be a lot easier. I'm not trying to like promote a Discord or anything. So if other people are already in there and they can find my plays there, that's awesome. Just trying to help people make some money. So yeah, I'd do that for you guys.
Yeah, I think that'd be fucking dope. I'll just set up like some like fucking free channels, and then one will be Prelim Tim, one will be Arkansas, and then you guys will have only access to it, and then I'll kind of have it so only you guys can post in it, and then only people can react and see it. It'll be your own separate, basically your own Discord, but you'll have your own channel in my Discord.
I was gonna say you're gonna have access to my diary pretty much. I'll be posting there too much. If you can't talk about MMA, I'll be talking to myself all night.
There you go. You got three. You might have 3 inputs on Discord. So not only Discord, Prop Fiends live each and every event. We got a debuter, which I've been waiting for this one after Dana White's Contender Series performance. They picked Buddy up off the octagon. What a fucking knockout in his fucking Dana White Contender Series fight, Arkansas. Damn.
Oh my God. This is one of my favorite highlights ever. I mean, poor Cam Teague. I know that guy's got some hype behind him for whatever reason. But gosh, I think he beat Austin Lingo or something like that, who used to be in the UFC. And then the UFC gave him Kevin Vallejos and Larian Douglas. Like the UFC's like, brother, you do not have a future in the UFC. And they made sure of that too, right? So personally, I was never heard of Larian Douglas before his Dana White Contender Series fight. Watched the little film. And I'm sad to say this. I bet Cam Teague against Kevin Vallejos. Yeah, it's painful to say that, but hindsight, I learned my lesson, and I bet Larry and Douglas KO. I bet him round 1 KO last fight, and that was like one of the most free-looking things I've ever seen. I also think Julian Erosa is a big step up in competition, but at the same time, he fights with his hands down, and I think he's 36 going on 37. So respect to Julian Erosa. I went back and rewatched a couple of his fights just to make sure, is that chin still like able to be cracked? Because, like the Niko Price thing, I just want to make sure that chin's ready to go if I'm betting a round 1 KO prop. And holy crap, like Erosa looked good versus Christian Rodriguez. And so now I'm understanding why this line isn't out of control, right? Like, honestly, people are saying, like, why is Erosa such a big dog? Why is Larian such a big favorite? And I kind of get why they're saying that, but at the same time, like, I'm max betting Larian Douglas. So I'm betting his KO round 1 pretty confidently. I think if you're going to bet the KO, that's probably safer than his money line. Because if he's not winning by a knockout, I'm going to be shocked, and I'm going to not want to be holding a 300, 400 ticket versus Julian Erosa in a dogfight. And, we've seen Larian Erosa lose a lot, but versus a 36-year-old who fights with his hands down, this guy's power is just something else. And if you guys don't know, you're going to find out Saturday night. This is like one of my most confident bets I've ever had. Like I said with the Terrence McKinney, I'm going to overbet. I'm going to overbet this one personally. I'm pretty diligent when I give out bets on my page. I try to be. I've lost a lot of bets by like overbetting certain spots. So when it comes to my bets on my page, I'm going to be diligent. But believe me, like I'm going to be pretty confident in this one. And I parlayed all my picks this week that I gave out in one parlay. So I gave them out as a parlay. Navajo Sterling KO, Douglas round 1 KO, and McKinney round 1. I gave 1 unit out on that, and I bet them all separately, and I'm super confident. This is the one I'm most confident in.
Yeah, he looked fucking really good on Dana White Contender Series. And Erosa has a history of not holding up on the feet in the striking department. So hopefully this debut fighter can go out there and shine after what was a long regional scene. He's definitely deserved a contract. That's for sure.
You want me to talk, or go ahead, AJ?
Got you. Yeah, what do you call it? I do like this. I like this guy a lot. After especially just watching like how he fights and when he's about, guy's just straight vicious. He's really just trying to hurt you and everything, and I'm really about it. The only thing that kind of gets me though is that like I think it's been like 2 years, or a good solid year and a half since he's fought. So I just want to know how his cardio is, his gas tank, especially with how much output he's going to be doing in that first round, especially if he comes out there guns blazing. Julian Erosa is a UFC veteran. He kind of knows how to weather these guys in a way. But if Douglas is able to go out there and really just kind of like implement his own style and his own aggression, I think honestly, round 1 TKO is also the way to go. I would honestly say any round for the TKO because I think that's the way he's going to beat Julian. But I think for the first round, that's going to be the best just because that's going to be like when he's at his freshest and everything. So especially with it being at a plus 140, I think it's a great number because if you just want to do him like TKO, it's like a +1 or it's like a minus 160. So not that much value compared to a round 1 TKO. So I agree with this one.
Okay, so I feel bad because I feel like I'm going against Arkansas so much tonight, and I love your stuff, Arkansas. I always do. I love it, but my dog of the week is Juicy J. I like Julian Erosa a lot. I understand the knockout, and I think if he gets knocked out, it's going to be round 1. So this is not a bad play, but there's 2 things to say about this. Erosa has actually been knocked out another time. That's not even on his record because he was knocked out completely unconscious on the Ultimate Fighter by I forget who that Russian guy that used to be in Conor McGregor's camp.
Artem Lobov.
Knocked him completely unconscious on Ultimate Fighter. That's not even on his record. So he's been knocked out 8 times in his career. It's a ton. He's had a really bad chin historically. But I think that Erosa is so skilled. I think he's got a huge advantage when it comes to submission grappling in this fight. Douglas is somebody who's been submitted by Chepe Mariscal. He's been submitted, I think, more times in his career too. If he doesn't get Rosa out in round 1, like you're betting, I think if the fight goes longer, I favor Rosa to get a later round finish or a decision win. So I have a small bet on the Rosa money line, but I don't hate this. I'm just on the other side.
Yeah, and just to speak to that too, I totally agree with everyone seeing the value on Rosa and seeing these fights. I just think the guy's a completely different fighter since some of these losses. And if you look at his early career, the guy didn't even have a knockout till like 6 years into his career, and now he's knocking everybody out. So I've watched the game long enough to learn how people develop, and I think his style has changed, and he's learned who he is as a fighter. He's in his prime at 30. And just with that style, he's going to be able to keep the fight upright, and he's just going to be waiting for a Rosa. And that left hand is so fast. It's like one of the McGregor. It's like the Pereira, like death touch. Like it's very unique, and it's a setup fight. It's on the main event as a UFC debut, but I can't knock Tim's bet, right? Because like I said, if this isn't hitting, I bet his money line. I max bet it, but I'm gonna be puckered if this is in round 2. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, it should be an exciting fight regardless, kind of like Mason Jones on the last card. Julian Erosa is always involved in exciting fights. So I'm looking forward to this one. And like I'm a fan, so hopefully he doesn't get knocked out again. It's not good for his health. I'm only putting a small bet on it, so it won't hurt me that bad. But who wants to see somebody get knocked unconscious 10 times? Like, it's not good for him.
Sure.
Make me money. I don't care. Being honest, man.
Say, yeah, me too.
Being fucking honest. I'm just looking to get money and get out.
Let's highlight that comment from Kyle.
Which one?
The one where it says I ran the table last week. That's right. Thank you.
What does that mean? You ran the table. What does that even mean? I'm from Canada.
Last week, right?
It means I swept. Yeah, it's another term for saying I got everything. So.
Where's my broom? I got her. Arkansas, are you seriously going to sweep with this one? Prelim Tim says no.
I'm sweeping this week.
Yeah. If you sweep, it's very bad for me, I guess. But that's fine. I'm okay sharing. Like, yeah.
I'm on. I didn't say this earlier, but I'm on the guy against Mansur. So as long as Mansur
wins, oh my god!
As long as Mansur wins, I'll feel bad. You can get one, okay?
Yeah. If you have a good night, though, I think I'm gonna get killed. Like, it's gonna be like one of us, and yeah, that sucks.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Mansur is money. Mansur is money, and Michael Chiesa is money, boys. KO incoming, first ever KO. He improves 1-1 in the knockout column in Niko Price. His 11th loss for Niko Price. 1-1 in the knockout column for Michael Chiesa. Could happen. It honestly could happen. You know, 1 month ago, Niko was knocked out. He's still concussed, like I indicated. And I think Michael Chiesa, retirement fight at home, he's going to come out here and shine, probably under 1.5. Of course, the submission's live, 12 submission wins, never won by knockout, but there is a first time for everything. Retirement fight, this is the last chance. And apparently, this was 15-1 at one point early in the week, and it dropped to 8-1. So that's a huge fucking drop in odds. I'm riding with it. KO, Michael Chiesa, he pushes him over, and that's all it takes. I think it might just be like a two-hand shove, and Buddy's knocked out. Like a two-hand shove, and Niko Price falls over, knocked the fuck out. KO, 8-1. It was 15-1. I mean, I have to bet it. It's a value prop. You know, I have to give it out. I have to bet it. Hopefully everybody can cash in here because there is some Zodiac information, strong lean on the KO. Hopefully you can come through here. The bookies are obviously scared. They had to move the number down. Little bitches. They scared. They're scared as fuck.
They know.
15-1 to 8-1. They know. Boys.
I think it's a fun bet. Like plus 700 is a really big number. And like it'll be fun to watch him try to do it. And if he does get it, it'll be super exciting. Like as somebody who gambles, I understand like that's fun. I would enjoy that too. I just don't know about this actually happening though, which I mean, whatever. Sometimes bets lose, and maybe you'll win. But I think Chiesa has one knockdown in his entire career, and he's been fighting since like 2010, 2012, something like that. Knocked down. He never had a knockout, and like he's barely ever dropped anybody. I think Niko Price is the better striker of the two of them, even at this point in Niko Price's career. Chiesa's not active. He's like a part-time fighter now and part-time analyst.
Scripted.
So I just don't know. It could be scripted. If fights are fixed, I think he's choking him out, though, is what'll happen. And he could choke him out anyway, just because he's
It's a $1 billion company for a reason. They don't make money off chalk.
Yeah. So
they make money off stuff that happens that normally doesn't happen, that no one thinks is going to happen. That's a huge number.
Yeah. I mean, what you're saying there is a really good point. I don't disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is any kind of fixing or rigging to any of this, then this is a good look.
This is the one.
And also random stuff happens all the time, whether it's fixed or not. Like, I mean, he's going to go out there and punch him. He could knock him out. Niko Price is probably concussed, like you were talking about.
To be honest, I only think 1 or 2 fights might be rigged, like fixed or rigged.
Yeah.
Every event, if that. Like, it's very rare, but in this particular one, retirement fight at home, I think something smelly is going to happen. And hopefully we can profit off that.
He has kind of the same position with the UFC that Anthony Smith does, and I feel like they didn't do Anthony Smith any favors the last time that he fought.
They didn't. No, that's true. That is true. Anthony Smith, where is he now? I mean, even him and Michael Bisping really went banter to banter, not friends anymore. I don't think I
want to say he has like a bare knuckle fight or something coming up.
Oh, actually. Jesus Christ. No way.
You're right.
Oh my God. Geez. Okay. I think Michael Chiesa is just going to stick at the analyst desk, and he's pretty good on the analyst desk too. Like,
he's fine. I like Michael Chiesa. I just think he's definitely past his prime. He's a good wrestler. Sure. I don't hate this bet. I have a hard time myself seeing it actually happen, but I love plus 700. I'm a plus money better. So, I mean, I don't.
At the end of the day, like when a two-hand shove could knock Buddy out, like you got to take the KO prop. A two-hand shove could knock him out. Yeah. Like two-hand shove, he falls over and his head hits the canvas. He was knocked out a month ago. He's still concussed. Buddy's probably going to fucking not be able to get up. He's going to be out like a light.
I was interested myself in the Chiesa decision because I think these guys are more even than people are really making it seem. But it's only plus 220, which I wish it was a little bit bigger of a number for taking a shot that's very unpopular this week. So I haven't actually played anything yet, but yeah, we'll see. It's interesting to see how washed Niko is going to be and what Chiesa is able to do in this fight. So we'll see what happens.
I was going to say, I love the value. I almost gave that out as my value prop. So I really appreciate this. It almost seems what?
You were talking about that in the chat we have there. You really like this one. And I was like, I don't want to lead him on to what I'm going to do here on the show.
I'm glad somebody gave it out, to be honest with you. Because honestly, personally, I think I haven't had too many good weeks. I've only been on the show a couple weeks. So I was like, screw it. I'm sweeping. I'm giving my most confident plays. And but if I was going to give out like the real value play, I think this is a real value and it could happen. My only concern is anywhere that Chiesa could KO Price could KO Chiesa. And I think Chiesa knows that. So he might want to be closer to the chest. Like even if Chiesa's on top, on bottom, on the ground and Chiesa's on top, we've seen Price KO people off his back. So I think Chiesa's aware of that and he's going to try to be safe. That was the only thing that kind of kept me away from giving out in the show, but I'm definitely throwing $5 to $10 on it.
Yeah. 1 month ago, like fucking Niko was knocked out. I can't believe he's back in there so quick, man. I can't believe that's like allowed.
Way too soon. Yeah.
How did the commission allow that? Like, what the fuck? He was knocked out pretty bad, like brutally knocked out a month ago.
I was gonna say maybe because he didn't hit the ground. Maybe you have to hit the ground to be like officially knocked out and like sanctioned for 3 months. Because I think he was like out on his feet, if I remember correctly.
I think they're ignoring the rule and just bringing him back in. Actually, another thing about that is I think Chiesa was probably going to lose to Carlson Harris if they fought, but
maybe.
That was a tough fight.
That's not a fun day. That's not a fun fucking retirement fight. Walk-off fight.
Harris has a nasty anaconda choke, and Chiesa has been submitted by people he shouldn't have been submitted by in his career already, even when he was more in his prime. So I would have liked Harris in that fight.
Yeah. I mean, Harrison can be controlled. Carlson Harris can be controlled wrestling. We saw that with Jeremiah Wells. But, yeah, he's sneaky, and he's got some serious, like, upside on the feet. So that was a dangerous fight.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous fight. Ignacio off a loss. I would not want to be in the octagon next to this guy off a fucking loss, training with the great Bilal Muhammad. Obviously, AJ is sharp on this one.
Yeah, I saw this one at a plus 190 for the TKO, and I was like, wow, it's not a minus. I was actually very surprised. I think it's because probably people are going off of Ignacio's last performance and everything, how he didn't even push the gas pedal, and he looked like a little sissy, little scared little girl, if you want me to be. I'd freaking fight the guy in his last fight if he fought like that against me. Shit. But going against another fighter that's a lot more around my height, short, honestly, he should win. He even said in his interview this week when with the UFC when he sat down, he said that he's kind of surprised the UFC didn't give him like a ranked opponent, whether it's 15 through 10. But I mean, like, dude, you did lose your last fight and it wasn't in a good way, even though you lost to Fiziev. You didn't show like no effort. But going into this fight, I think it's like kind of like one of those fights where they tossed it to Bahamondes, and it's like, hey, kind of like with an MVP with Sam Patterson, like go make something happen out of this. Like we know you can, but just unfortunate for MVP, he couldn't do shit. But I think for Bahamondes in this fight, I think he's gonna be able to take advantage. He has a solid like 4 or 5 inches on dude, and then he has a good 5 inches of reach. The other guy's more of like, I want to say like he's willing to strike, but he's also kind of like more on the ground. But with that being said, Bahamondes has so much length and size that I think he can just kind of get out of whatever Tokif. I forgot his last name, but I think his first name's like Tokif or something like that. If he's able to kind of like just get out of like those little crazy scrambles and keep this on the feet, whether it's round 1, 2, or 3, I think the TKO will come.
Yeah. His name's Musayev, and he's not a great grappler, given what his name is. You would expect him to be a little bit better, but I don't think he's really that good. I think there's even some chance that Bahamondes has a little bit of submission upside. I'm not sure what that line is off the top of my head, but I do like it for a knockout more, and especially at a number like plus 190 is a solid number. So I think Musayev was a prospect at one time, but then got to the UFC a little bit late. He's getting a little bit older now. He didn't look good in his debut. I think Bahamondes could kind of tune him up on the feet. He's much longer, much more fluid striker. So I think this is a pretty good prop.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, I'll jump in here real quick. I like it.
Jump around.
Jump. Personally, I was thinking maybe like round 2 or 3. I might actually bet his round 2-3 pops just because, like Tim said, I'm not sure if it's KO or submission. He's got some nasty subs and he's underrated. I don't think this is his fight. Excuse me. I don't think Musayev is in his prime, like Tim said. I think he came a little late. This is Bahamondes' fight to lose.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a favorite. I like him a lot this week to get back into the win column, training with Bilal Muhammad. I think the takedown defense is going to hold up. And they're giving him someone who's pretty old in his career off a loss in his UFC debut. Musayev, like, he's 36, if I'm not mistaken. Other than just throwing some power on the feet, he doesn't have much to offer, in my opinion. Ignacio could be live for a submission in this fight. I have a feeling of the submission. I want to pull up Musayev and actually see, out of those 6 losses, how does this guy lose? Out of those 6 losses,
2 by submission, 4 by decision. Yeah,
4 by submission out of 6 losses. What is Ignacio by sub?
I don't know, but I think you're looking at it wrong. I think it's 4 by decision, 2 by submission.
For Musayev losses
No.
or Bahamundes?
Musayev definitely has 4 submission losses, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it wrong. Sorry. Okay.
So and Ignacio, he has 2 submission wins, but one was recently and it was nasty, and it looks like he's improving that now with having, it could be a club and sub, right? So with having improvements on the ground, I think Ignacio might be a sneaky play by submission here. I don't know what the number is. It's definitely better than plus 190. Inside the distance could be the safest play here. Looking to get back into the win column. I really want to pull up that sub. I'm sorry to go against the KO, AJ, but
okay.
The sub looks sneaky here.
Yeah, of course. I think on my sports book they had at like a plus 360 for the sub, so it is for sure a lot more chalkier. It's just I think for Bahamundes, he's gonna look for the finish. He's gonna want to give
He has a head kick.
Yeah, he's just gonna want to do something. He can still do it with the sub. I think it'd be beautiful to get one on the ground too, especially with training with Belil. You got to learn some good stuff down there. But I think in this one, I think the KO is the right call. But we'll see. Submission's good too. Submission's good.
The KO is 265 right now, so some significant line movement on the knockout. Ignacio Bahamundes, 2 mentioned here. I mean,
nice.
the KO might be the play. Wow. 525 for the submission. We're seeing line movement on Ignacio KO.
Wow. You might want to double down, AJ, if that's true on your books.
Wow, yeah. 265 on my sports book. That 290 is no longer available. Ignacio seems to be seeing some love on the knockout prop this week. You're getting 525 for the submission. 4 submission losses for Musayev. Maybe the bookies know Ignacio is going to light this kid up. Now, by a decision, he's plus 250, $3.50. Oh, it's a tough one. We don't know much about Musayev, right, boys? We don't know much about him. He's only fought once. In that fight, he got submitted round 1. We could see a better version of him. We could see the same version.
I know around COVID, there was a lot of chatter about him being a prospect that should go to the UFC, but then it took him a long time to get over, and now he's like 36 years old, and he hasn't looked that great lately. So I think he kind of missed his window. And Bahamundes is just I think he's a tough guy to handle for a lot of people, and I think this is a tough matchup.
Yeah, Bahamundes is way younger. He's going to be making improvements, man.
Yeah, that's a big point. Is he's an 8 years younger at 28 in his prime?
Yeah,
I kind of got some wear and tear because he's been fighting for a long time. But wear and tear at 36, as somebody who's a game fighter, we've heard about, like Tim said, for years. Like he really came just a couple years too late. Even if he was 33, I'd like him a lot better in this spot, especially if Bahamundes was a lot younger. But my big thing is in striking fights. If there's a fight, 2 guys are going to want to strike, and you have a 4-inch reach advantage on one side, you better have a lot of reasons to back this guy who's at a reach disadvantage. And Bahamundes has an 8-year youth advantage, and he's in his prime. And we got another guy who's past his prime, and then we have a 6-inch reach advantage. So, although I think Bahamundes might have some tough times on the feet, I think he probably is going to want to grapple here. Believe it or not. I think he will find a finish, maybe 2 or 3. And this is a good spot to back him in the money line, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he should find a finish. Musayev, his last win was fucking 2 years, 4 months ago. And he's very well past his prime and super inactive. Ignacio is active, making improvements, and 100% should be a lock of the week. Now, looking at the line movement, I might be onto that KO prop, AJ. Looking at that line movement, bookies respect it. And like I said, those head kicks, the kicks of Ignacio are nasty, man. It could be a head kick, spinning kick, spinning elbow. This kid has some tools in the bag, I would say. And he's ready to go.
I like Bob on this a lot. Sorry.
Yeah,
AJ.
I have a lot of faith in him. AJ, cap it off with your amazing pick here, Ignacio Bahamundes, catching that CLV on this one.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Closing line value goes to AJ. The Avenger of value. This kid's onto it before the bookies even know to move the fucking odds down. AJ's already smacking that fucking ass. He had Last week, Shamrock by submission. The odds moved drastically, but AJ was on top of it ahead of time. Now, it didn't hit Shamrock submission, but the closing line value is very sharp. And this week, we're looking to catch it with Ignacio.
Oh, yeah. Let's cash, boys. Let's cash.
Who wants that $50 cash is the real question.
Let's figure that out.
After the dogs of the week, because we talked about a few, Yusri Balgori, who's going to be sorry on this card. We got Merson type. Yeah. My dogs of the week are fucking terrible, man. Oh, terrible.
So I think I just got two. I got two. If you want me to give both of them.
Send it, because I only have Merson Tybura to win the fight.
Actually, sort of three.
Possibly.
Yeah, so sort of Joe Pyfer, but I'm not gonna probably make a bet on it. But he is an underdog, and for an official pick, I'm probably picking Pyfer.
Oh, that's gross.
And then I've got Julian Rosa, maybe my official dog, but I think my real official dog is going to be Casey O'Neill, who is basically.
I like that. Actually,
yeah. She's moving towards even money now, so we might need to jump in now to get her as a dog.
What?
Yeah. So it's funny. She's been out for a while.
Coin flip, bro. Minus 110, minus 110. What?
Yeah. So earlier in the week, she's been out for a while. Every time I saw anybody post about Casey O'Neill, I was confusing her with Shanna O'Bannon. And I was like, why are people so in love with Casey O'Neill? Like she sucks. And then I realized that I was mixing them up. And I was like, oh, yeah. now I'm good.
Probably not. It's probably Lesbo. Yeah, Casey O'Neill, man. Let's go. I don't know why she was the underdog. Yeah, she's inactive, but another fighter I think will be making improvements. And if she wasn't so inactive in her career, she'd be a huge favorite in this fight. She's just not active enough. She had a great win in her last fight, and she takes almost 2 years off. Like, what are you doing?
I gotta ask, because I'm on Fernandez. I don't see how Casey O'Neill wins this fight. So what are you seeing, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, in her last fight, I know we didn't see any takedowns, but if there is a chance for either fighter to get a takedown and have control on the ground, I would believe it's Casey O'Neill. In the experience aspect of this fight, I would lean the level of competition and experience on the Casey O'Neill side. Fernandez, she pulled it out as an underdog before with Kong Wang, if I'm not mistaken, but on the feet, she's technical and stuff like that, but I do see her getting taken down, controlled a little bit. Casey O'Neill making big improvements after that layoff, but at the same time, not one I'm super confident in. I was kind of leaning with the plus money in a women's MMA fight, and I guess we got a coin flip now.
Go ahead.
No, go for it. I wanted to hear the other side too.
Okay.
Before, if that's okay.
I personally think she's better probably in all aspects. She lands more volume striking on the feet. She might be a little bit faster. She might be conceding some power to Fernandez, but I think that if it's going to decision, I think that O'Neill should land more strikes. I think she's a better wrestler, and I don't think Fernandez likes to get taken down. So I think if O'Neill can land takedowns, then that can be problematic for Fernandez. She might have a jiu-jitsu advantage if she's able to reverse position if she gets taken down. Fernandez, I mean, O'Neill probably isn't quite as good as Fernandez at jiu-jitsu specifically, but she could land takedowns, and if she stays safe in top position, then I think she could do well there. I just see a good shot at her winning a decision in this fight. I don't know about a finish, but I think she probably wins 29-28, something like that.
Yeah, and I think it's got to be a kind of a dog fight for her to win, and it's going to be like a typical women's MMA fight where you're like, oh, this is neck and neck, and like she just kind of pulls it out. Because to be honest with you, I think she does have a serious grappling advantage, but when I say that, she's not a great wrestler, and I think Fernandez she's improved a lot, and she's gonna be able to stuff like the initial takedowns, and from there, if she can't get to the fight to the ground, like Fernandez she's gonna be beating her up, she might not be the better like volume and minute winner, but you're going to see a difference in the physicality in the octagon. I bet the last 3 Casey O'Neill fights like dead on. I remember Jennifer Maia. I'm like, why is she like minus 200 over Jennifer Maia? Maia's pretty solid everywhere. And then Lipsky, I'm like, Lipsky's pretty violent. She's a good striker. Like, this is going to be ugly on the feet as a dog. And then finally I got back on the other side because I was like, Casey O'Neill can strike and Luana can't. And I think this is a perfect spot where Casey's not as good as Fernandez striking. Maybe she can throw some things out and kind of make it ugly and maybe push the pressure. But I think Fernandez is going to be like hitting her and it's going to be like, holy shit. Like she might be a minus 300 favorite early. And Casey might be a live dog in order to come back and win the fight. So that's why I was kind of asking what your guys' thoughts were. That's just my perspective. Obviously, it's a women's MMA fight and go back and forth. But Fernandez was, I bet her early in the week as a dog. That was going to be one of my dogs of the week I gave out. But the line flipping. Just
looking at stats right here. Fernandez's last 3 fights, she was outstruck by Carly Judas, which is nothing to be ashamed of. Carly Judas is a volume striker and good. She was outstruck by Wang Kong, and then submitted by Wang Kong. No, sorry. She then submitted Wang Kong, but she was being outstruck when she won the fight. And then she was actually outstruck by Julia Stolyarenko, which is kind of crazy to see. But that's what it says right here. In significant strikes, it was 61-59. Stolyarenko is ahead. So I think Casey O'Neill is somebody who's landed 200 significant strikes in a fight, only 3 rounds. I just feel like if it's going the distance, I feel like she'll have the edge.
And I that's kind of why I like the dog spot on Fernandez is because I was looking at this line and I'm like, why is this line even close? And then I like to break down everything, the stats, the visuals, anything you can, the intangibles of like, somebody's heart and cardio, stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, this line totally makes sense because Fernandez statistics aren't great. But if you look at these fights outside of the statistics, of course, Kong Wong and Carly Judice are going to be outstriking her. But if you watch these fights, it's the physicality, right? It's like when we're watching, it's like, damn, like there's a reason that was a split. There's a reason Kong Wong got finished, right? And there's a reason that nobody thought that Stolyarenko fight was close, even if you're like, we're all shocked, like, oh, she outlanded her.
She, well, I think you muted yourself.
Oh, I put my finger over my thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
your finger up your butthole.
She just seems like she's physically controlling the octagon. And I think the physicality is going to be tough here for Casey. Unless she can get through that physicality and make it a dog fight where the cardio comes into play somehow.
For the Wang Kong fight, it was a club and sub, right? She dropped her first and then she choked her out. Yeah. I think I was like betting big on Wang Kong in that fight. And then like I was shocked by that happening.
I was too. Yeah. I think everyone was shocked.
I have to drain my Wang Kong. Is that weird? Should I drain my Wang Kong and then do the $50 spin?
I think it's pretty normal, but if you save it up, it apparently like ups your testosterone a bunch, though.
If what? If I take a whiz?
Oh, I didn't. I guess I had my mind in the gutter. I didn't think you were talking about whiz, but anyway, let's move on.
I don't have to pull one. I don't have to pull one yet. No, I gotta pee, man. I took that bowl of water like a dog, man.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
At the start of the show, they took a bowl of water and vodka, and then I've been sitting here with a vodka in my hand and drinks in my hand, and now my wiener has to go.
Well, let's do your giveaway, and then we can probably wrap it up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can probably hold it for another 5 minutes because the dogs of the week for Fight Fiend are on a separate video. Dog of the week, UFC Seattle. I'm going Merson Tybura. Check out the video. Much appreciation to everybody commenting in the live chat. Simply attend the show. We're going to do a giveaway, and you put a comment in the live chat. Like we have 25, 30, quite a few. We're going to spin it. They have to be active. We have 9 active now. So it's, it's going to go down to probably 10 people out of the 30. They have to be active at the end of the show to claim it. We're going to spin it.
Okay.
Much appreciation. Prelim Tim, who was the winner of your giveaway? Final shout out to that winner.
It was Rainer Venezuela.
All right. And you're going to send him money. I sent him your Instagram link.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check Instagram after the show. Okay.
Yeah. I told him, like, you're live on the show. You're not going to answer right now. He was pretty horny for that money.
They usually are. No offense, everybody. But
no offense. We're live right now. We're still doing a show. Like, we'll send you the money after the show, as we always do. 30 live. Or 30 in the giveaway. 30 people in the giveaway. 8 live. So you have to be here to claim it. I have a good feeling it's going to go down to Kyle Deuce, Lutz for Days, Escape Matrix. This fella just showed up. New forecaster, Tim's Fart. Tim's Fart?
Yeah, that's my alter ego.
You fart, Tim? On your birthday?
I mean, sometimes.
Well, Tim's Fart might be the winner out of these 30. Let's give it a good spin to win. $50. End of the Prop Fiends show. Fight Fiend has to take a piss. And
Imagine if it hits Lucky again.
Lucky's got to be talking. Yeah, Lucky hasn't been talking.
True.
Lucky didn't even comment today.
Acer not active at all. I don't even know who that is.
Acer is not active. There is no way. We're gonna pull up the chat here. There's no way Acer is active.
I don't think I've seen Acer tonight. Spin it again.
Acer is no. Prelim Tim's farts are still here. Acer's not here. Are you kidding me? Acer's not here. We're spinning this again for sure tonight. We got 1 minute.
Another one.
Yeah,
like
everyone's
in a
like,
wheelchair.
like what? How did Acer get pulled? Tim's farts here again. Tim, your farts need to stop.
All right, yeah, you're Tim Beta, Tim's fart. You don't need to be taking over my alpha seat. You need to calm down. I'm the star here, Star Tim.
Your farts are taking over, Tim. What the fuck is going on? Your farts are really taking over this live chat.
That's what my wife says. But
I really don't see Acer in the chat to claim that.
Do it again. It's my birthday. I gotta get going.
I gotta pee. I'm gonna spin that again. I gotta piss. I'm sorry. I gotta spin that again. Acer was not here.
Lucky. No, I was playing. Can't see it.
Christine Joy. She has been pretty active.
She is active. I think she is still here. Maybe.
Yeah.
Please.
Commented a minute ago.
She just said ha ha, so she better just comment something quick. Christine Joy, comment, and I'm gonna go take a pee. Prelim Tim is gonna go party on his birthday. Christine Joy for the $50. We're waiting for you, Christine Joy. We can see the live chat here. Congrats to Christine Joy. She is still
there.
Here.
There she is.
There she is. Yes.
Christine
Joy. $50. You've seen it fair and square. 30 entries. We respawn until you claimed it when you're here at the end of the show, which is a main requirement. It's Prelim Tim's birthday. We're not wasting his time. I got to pee, drain the RPG. We can't waste no more time. Christine Joy. DM me. Instagram, Discord, any platform.
Thanks, everybody.
Get that 50. Thanks, everybody, for staying forecasted on this event. It's been a long show, almost 2 freaking hours, but it's Prelim Tim's birthday, so go subscribe on YouTube right now. Everyone,
subscribe to my YouTube for my birthday. Thank you.
Yeah, plug it out, Prelim.
Okay,
plug it out a little
Prelim,
more, you big birthday bitch. Let's go with your birthday, boy.
Prelim Tim MMA on YouTube, Instagram, and Substack. If you just want to subscribe to one, I would say do my YouTube. I'm trying to get my YouTube up. And then after that, Instagram. And then if you want to do all 3, subscribe to my Substack. It's all written breakdowns. I haven't gotten around to it this week, but normally I have breakdowns of all the fights I'm betting by Wednesday night.
Go subscribe to Prelim Tim on YouTube. Let's go, Prelim Tim. Prelim Tim. Prelim Tim is here to crush the prelim props. Let's go, Prelim Tim.
Well, hopefully not this week for you.
Well, no, not this week. Well, if you do, it's your birthday weekend. I'll give it to you. Did you want to do a pants beer if I lose, or?
No. Let's. I don't like the vibe on this one. I'm gonna pass. Yeah. My
All
bet's
right.
good enough.
Cheers, buddy.
All right. You guys want to plug so we can keep moving?
Plug it out, AC.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever you guys want. I'm posting out free bets there too. Good luck this weekend, everyone.
AJ, finish it off. The Prop
AJ,
Fiends for UFC Seattle, one hell of an event. Long show, but man, we got to go get that money.
Happen. But no, yeah, AJ MMA, only on Instagram. I got a Discord too, but I post all my bets on Instagram. So make sure to go follow the IG. Never miss a week of UFC. Always here.
Always here, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Stay forecasted. We're going to be back with another electric Prop Fiend show next week. Huge shout out to Christine Joy on that $50. And Rainer, the Rizzer, once again pulling up a dub with Prelim Tim's giveaway this week. Lucky number 2. Peace out. It's Prelim Tim's birthday. You better go subscribe to Prelim Tim on YouTube. Prelim Tim on YouTube. Prelim Tim on YouTube. Prelim Tim on YouTube. If you don't subscribe, you are going to make no money this weekend. I 100% guarantee you that. Go subscribe to Prelim Tim on YouTube. Let's